Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
This is Autoline Daily for June 29th, 2010, and now the news. You don't hear a whole lot of developments in the auto industry coming out of the Muslim world, but that is starting to change. Ford announced it will expand its operations in Turkey. According to Bloomberg, the company doesn't only want to build vehicles in Turkey, it wants to grow its engineering capability in the country as well. Ford and its joint venture partner, Cook Holding, build trucks and the Transit Connect in Turkey. Last year, the two produced over 170,000 vehicles. More news from the Middle East. Bloomberg reports that Abu Dhabi wants to set up an auto industry zone that covers 11 square kilometers, that's a little over 4 square miles, to assemble vehicles. The Emirate already has investments in Ferrari and Daimler and could use those relations to build the center and maybe get some production. And Nissan announced it will double production in Indonesia by 2013. According to Bloomberg, it will invest $20 million at a plant to increase capacity to 100,000 units. Nissan is optimistic about growth in Indonesia, a country of 230 million people. The company plans to open a research and development center there next year and is also considering using it as an export base. From the Muslim world, we shift to the research going on with alternative fuels. We keep hearing more and more about R&D involving making fuel from algae, and now there's more news. Bloomberg reports that the U.S. Department of Energy is taking a three-pronged approach to commercializing biofuel made from algae. It's putting $24 million into 3 different research groups, which include participants from academia, national labs, and private companies. It includes oil and bioengineering companies, as well as manufacturers like Boeing and General Motors. While fuel from algae looks extremely promising, it's still at least a decade away from commercialization. In a related development, Wards reports that researchers at Purdue University have developed a new way to make hydrogen. They call the process hydrothermolysis because it uses both hydrolysis and thermolysis. That can sound like a bunch of mumbo-jumbo to us non-scientific types, but the bottom line is that the process could yield a lot of hydrogen from a relatively small amount of material, in this case, ammonia borane. The big drawback to fuel cell cars is that age-old question, where are you going to get your hydrogen? Maybe Purdue is on to solving that problem. So far, it proved that the concept works, but it's a long way from commercialization. Autocar is reporting a historic milestone, but a sad one. Charles Spencer King, father of the Range Rover, has passed away. The prolific 85-year-old engineer died last weekend as a result of injuries sustained from a collision with a van while he was riding his bicycle. His career started back in 1942 when he worked at Rolls-Royce as an apprentice. After the war, he moved to Rover and helped develop several turbine-powered cars. While at British Leyland, he took the lead in creating numerous Triumph models, including the TR6 and TR7 sports cars. For all of his achievements, though, he's best known as the driving force behind the original 1970 Range Rover. And now a bit of history. According to the Lexington Herald-Leader, Tennessee tourism officials are trying to attract NASCAR fans that want to retrace the mountain roads where the sport was born. The state's newly christened White Lightning Trail spans several hundred miles across 9 counties in northeast Tennessee. Now you can drive the same roads moonshiners used half a century ago to transport loads of illegal moonshine. The appropriately named trail also highlights some of the region's historical sites, including the hometowns of several country musicians. Tennessee tourism officials are quick to point out that the highway is not about promoting moonshine, but I would expect some tourists to drive those roads like the moonshiners did. You know, they always tell you not to go out and try and reinvent the wheel, right? Well, here's some engineers who went out and did it anyway.
Introducing Bridgestone's 3rd generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
As you may recall, we were in Rio a few weeks ago at Michelin's Challenge Bibendum, where there were a number of interesting electric vehicles. In fact, Michelin even had a hand in developing one with its active wheel innovation. Here's Autoline's Chip Drake with the story.
The active wheel technology, which integrates all essential components into the wheel, such as electric power, electric suspension, and braking, was actually unveiled by Michelin at the end of 2008. What made it news down at Challenge Bibendum was that it was now in the Will, a drivable prototype.
So here we are in Rio de Janeiro with a demonstrator who is a real vehicle built with Heuliez, and this vehicle is here to promote and to show the technical maturity of this technology in order, of course, we can go forward with it.
Driving the Will around Rio was only the second step in the development process. For now, the testing continues, and then maybe someday, somewhere, production.
The next step will be so we are in the state where we are driving, we have 5 vehicles. We are driving, some vehicles are accumulating kilometers and kilometers in order to make the technology reliable. So of course we begin with some projects, with some partnerships with dedicated OEM, but our intention of course is to promote this technology towards other OEM on the different continents.
Thanks for that report, Chip. Michelin's Challenge Bibendum was filled with a lot of fascinating, cutting-edge cars with all kinds of propulsion systems. We'll be showing you a few more of them in the coming days. And that's it for the latest update on the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.